Well, well, well. It's like how they say the apple don't fall that far from the tree. Um, Once again, for those who don't know who this is, you should by now. It's your boy Carcino, and let's get to it. Now, many people know that I know Kel Mitchell. Um, I knew Kel Mitchell from the '90s. He used to live around the corner from us, and he was in a rap group with my cousin, and that was basically how I met Kel. A girl I used to talk to lived on that block. That's how I saw him for the first time. Met him. My cousin introduced me. They were all breakdancing and making songs in the house and everything else. Next thing you know, the guy becomes uh, an instant hit on a television series and show that just started out on Nickelodeon and became a overnight success star. And because of that, you know, things are gonna fall in his lap. And his first true love that I know of is right there in front of him. I remember when he brought her home for the first time to meet his parents. They weren't married yet. They were just dating. He explained her name was Tyisha. She was cute, Cali girl, really naive, uh, but cute girl. You know, she was definitely suburbanized, and we thought she was cool. He's like, she fine, ain't she? I'm like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, you did good, man. You got your, good girl. And she swore to God she was gonna hook me up with a Cali girl. So I never had any problems with Taisha. Not one. Through the whole time, I've spoken to her. I told you before, I heard her on the record. I never had an altercation with her, ever. We never had a falling out. We never had an argument. We never had anything. I've seen her a number of times, different events. They come back in town for something, and that was the case. You know, but there were conversations had, and things that were said and changing demeanors of people. Kel's demeanor started to change a lot. He was more stressed than I've ever seen him in life. And whenever he comes to me to talk, I know I'm like the 15th person in that list that he would turn to talk, to like have a conversation with. And at this time, he wasn't really talking to a lot of people, and my whole thing is like, why ain't he having this conversation with my cousin? He's having it with me. I just happened to be there, he just vented. We was just going to the store and he just vent. He just needed to just get stuff off his chest. He wasn't happy with the show. He wasn't happy with, his situation with marriage. He was frustrated. He wasn't happy with his parents. He was just stressed on all levels. And it was the first time I have heard of anything bad about her in a different light than what he presented her as. And I could say I see this coming, but then again, I'm on the outside looking in. So I can only tell you what I know from all of the things that happened after the facts. Now, Tyisha I think she had just gave birth to their second child, Allure. And I had spoke to Kel, and he had family members out by his house. And we were just talking about that, and he's like, "Man, you could have came out." He's like, "Yeah, the family here, his cousins and all them, they had stopped by his house out there and was like, oh yeah, man, we just kicking it, over here at his house in Cali." I was like, "Man, you could have came through." He was like, "Oh yeah, man, we having a party and all that, man. I wish I know, I'd let you know, man. You could have came through. Could have flew out here, came by." I mean, all right, cool. That would have been great. So we're having a conversation after the fact because she was still in the hospital. She had some complications after the pregnancy, so they wanted to keep her in the hospital. So he was excited. He had just had his daughter and everything. So we were having the conversations, and never did I ever take Kel to be a deadbeat father. And everything I've heard his daughter say, as I'm like, well, that's true. Your father is an actor. He's not like average dads who come home after 9 o'clock p.m. and he's on a movie set or he's got to be out of town for a shoot. This is his job, and your mother knows this is the way he makes a living. So, I mean, she's been with him all this time. So when I was listening to her tell this story of their life and all of these different things in detail, I'm not saying Kel is a innocent man or everything he did was right in the relationship. I don't know. All I can tell you is that there's a lot of inaccuracies told there when you start looking at all the facts we've learned from history when things were going really bad. Now, according to what I know and heard from the situation, she was the one cheating with an ex boyfriend that he had brought into their rap group. She asked for this person to be in the group. From my knowledge of the situation, from what I've been informed, he went looking for her. She had her phone off and everything. He's driving around Pasadena, California, looking for you, his wife, because every night you're going out and leaving him with the kids. So you did one of your moves and dipped out. And he found you, saw the car parked outside of a motel, and he came up there with a camcorder and was recording you. And you claimed y'all were in there writing songs, trying to get workspace. Now she might deny all this, but she can't deny that I know that. She know damn well she's heard that before. And she will know and confirm if that's true or false. Now, why would he have a camcorder with him? And why were you in a hotel room with a guy who was an ex-boyfriend of yours, allegedly? Because I see she's on Tasha K now. You know, I just saw that she's on there. I didn't watch the video, so I don't know what she's saying or what she said. Maybe she's talking about this. I don't know. But I seriously doubt it. Because everything from her seems to be a total like slant. It's told from a side point on a point of view that doesn't make any sense. Did she inform you in this interview, for anybody that watched it, that on February the 6th, she was in court with Kel? And the judge sided with Kel Mitchell and said that he did not owe her a cent in back child support. This woman has accused Kel of being a deadbeat father, right? Then ran his name through the mud. His daughter, Laura, came out and put her on the video. Here she comes with a video. So the judge ruled he does not owe her the 1.2 million she claimed she was owed for all these years. Right? Kel and his lawyer successfully argued in court that he didn't owe his ex-wife anything, mainly since she sold their family home for $425,000, which made up for what he had owed in child support. Kel's attorney stated that Tyisha has a long history of foul play. There is evidence to support that she misrepresented her assets incomes to the courts in the past. She has forged a grant deed and signatures to transfer the title of the family's residence in this case. She was charged criminally with identity theft. And Kel said that she has done everything in her power to drag him through a path of destruction. He was forced to start over again and make an effort to get his life and affairs in order. He had to focus on rebuilding his relationship and his career. Despite his best efforts, he still had to spend years and thousands of dollars to defend himself against her actions. Tyisha has painted him as a deadbeat father, not only to the courts, but to the community and to his entire public platform that he had. They said the courts find that any and all errors pertinent to the judgment from Kel to Tyisha are paid in full. So she gets nothing. Now, now here comes this interview with Tasha K. Now, I don't know what she's gonna tell y'all, but did she tell the fact that she went to jail? If he was such a deadbeat father, when your new boyfriend was allegedly beating you up and DCFS was coming to get the kids, didn't Kel come and get the children? And now that Kel has moved on with his new wife that genuinely loves him, and they have two beautiful children together, and you see that happiness, and you see where you are, and you see where he is now, and the bitterness, the jealousy, all that seems to be spewing out. Because it's always seemed to come with a story or some post whenever he has a big moment and he's celebrating with his family. Here you come with something. It just seemed to pop up. It's just very convenient that this happens. But see, they always want to come after the father, right? Because everybody, oh, it's a broken record, right? Deadbeat father. And then let's put a twist on it. Oh, yeah, he was in the bed with Nick Cannon and they might have been doing something. When you allude to something as, oh, those two, they had a secret thing going on, knowing it isn't true, you want to allude to that because that's something that the hood and the ghetto and everybody, they love that controversy. Yo, see, I told you what they do in Hollywood. That's what they do. They make them sleep together. That's how they got a deal. See, all of that starts to rear up, and she knows it. It's misdirection. But if you listen to her, she never says they were sleeping together. She's letting y'all put that together. As a classic manipulator, this is exactly what it sounds like. She is manipulating everybody. Oh, I was told she has mental issues. And the rabbit hole goes deeper, but I'm not here to go in an all out, uh, you know, thing on her. But yeah, found out a lot of different things about her. And she wasn't the nice person that I knew and spoke to on the phone. Because at one point, as I told y'all, I spoke to her probably more than I had spoken to him. At one point, there was a point where I spoke to her more than I spoke to him. I don't know if he was busy or what he was doing. I was calling for him, but ended up getting her. And then she would talk my head off. So, and it just was what it was. Well, it is what it is. Now, I mean, you got to look at it like this, man. What baby mother likes to see another man move on and do better without them? But see, here's the thing: you didn't want them when you had them, and you get mad when that man go and find somebody that's truly trying to build with him. I don't understand these women because the way I look at it now is that you never loved him in the first place. From all the things I've heard, you didn't love him anyway. Your lust was fame and money. That's what your lust was, in my opinion. Looking at everything that has played out. You dated and went to prom with Chris McAllister, right? Is it not true? You put your prom picture of you and Chris McAllister in your household for everybody to see when they come in there, and you start telling everybody, Oh, you went out. Chris McAllister was your boyfriend, and he signed a $60 million deal with the Baltimore Ravens, and then you was like, damn, I didn't know he was gonna go to the NFL and do all that. And you was following his career and everything. How do you think that make your husband feel? Everything you seem to do seem to be a detraction. What have you done as far as work? If you don't mind me asking, I'm just asking. What was you doing for work all these years? You keep saying Kel spent up the kids' money and all this. What was you doing? Saying you was a producer, you produced this, you did some writing, and okay, so why weren't you writing all these years? What was going on? Like, why you weren't producing anything? What has been your work in the past 10 years you haven't been with Kel Mitchell? What have you been doing with your life? What's holding you back? You still waiting for someone else to come and take care of you. Now you realize you're in your 40s. You're not in your 20s no more when all these guys are lusting over you now. Now you're in your 40s. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit different now. Now your parents, they own that carpet. I don't know, they retired or whatever from owning the carpet business they had. But I guess you could work there, help them run the carpet business. But my thing is, your activities was detailed, and you hurt your ex-husband who loved you and wanted to stick by you. There was people that wasn't too sure about him marrying you because you got pregnant. It was a shotgun wedding in Hawaii because it was about his image. A lot of people thought you got pregnant as a trap. Now, mm, and then for you to say Kel hated his son, didn't she say that in some Instagram post that she don't know if Kel hated his son because his son was handsome and he wasn't? Like, I'm like, that's your husband. You married him. You liked him. So you must have been somewhat attracted to him, or was you just attracted to his wallet? What was it? I don't understand it. I don't understand the psychosis. I really think there's, in my personal opinion, there's some mental issues there. But hurt people hurt people. That's all they know how to do. So you just pray for somebody like that and hope that they get themselves together before it's too late. But it's just like you can't even see her being with anybody else, and it's gonna work out because her mind is not focused in the right directions of self betterment, empowerment, and trying to turn their life around. It just seemed to be in just disaster and disarray and chaos and turmoil and trying to find a way to claw back to get to the position that they once was, or I don't even know if her friends still deal with her. I don't think Megan Good talked to her anymore. You know, Ricky Bell wife. It's countless others, but that's on them. I don't know if they even spoke to each other. Right, I know, man. Everybody was a tight knit family. You know, that was the thing. They were young, black, talented artists in the game, not including her. I'm talking about Kel, Wesley, Jonathan, Kel. Nick Cannon, Keenan Thompson. This group that they had, the circle, was the young, black, talented future. Comedy, sketch comedy, entertainment, films. And you look what all Nick has done and provided content from Wild and Out to movies. You seen what Kenyon has done from Saturday Night Live, films, television commercials. He's been doing things. You've seen Wesley Jonathan do things in roles in movies. And Kel is now, getting himself back into doing things. This was our future. These were the people who were leading the way. Now, she just lost the lawsuit, right? She lost her lawsuit against Kel. The judge ruled against her. Why is she on Tasha K? My guess is back slandering Kel. Because the title is, you know, Nick Cannon sleeping with Kel and all this. I'm like, so she's regurgitating that to try to make it something that it isn't. Because anybody know Nick knows Nick ain't that way, and anybody know Kel ain't that way. So it's all for hits and views. And the funny thing about it is Nick and Kel wasn't even that close. Like the thing is he probably came over there to cheer him up. He probably did something stupid, but nothing like what she's making it out to look like. But they weren't as close as Keenan and Nick. Now, if she'd have said Keenan and Nick was doing something, they lived together. Nick didn't have a place to stay, and Keenan's had a 2-bedroom apartment. See, Keenan was smart. Keenan had it all worked out. Keenan was like, look, chicks like Nick. So if Nick gonna have all these hoes, he gonna be bringing them my way. I'm the big dude. Ain't nobody's really checking for the big guy. But if we got a place to kick it, and he gonna be out with these chicks, and she got friends. All these chicks have friends. I can grab one of them friends. He gonna be bringing them to the crib. So now I ain't gotta go out and hunt. So he was, hey, I got extra room. You could just live there. He was, oh, thanks, man. He didn't know Keenan's plan. Keenan had a plan. Like, shoot, this the plan, man. Man, it's good days, man. I told you we have some good times. It was a pleasure watching them grow up to become men and do the things that they ended up doing in life. It's a shame how, Tyisha ended up. It really is. It's a real shame. I'm really disappointed in how she turned out. So on that note, I'm out. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the page, all those wonderful things. It's your boy Carcino One. Oh yeah, and don't forget, subscribe to Kwame Brown Bus Life and Kwame Brown Bus Life 2.0, Ticket TV, Armando Black TV, Seahawks Jose Rodriguez, the Shade, not the Shade Room, the Star Report, Dreamers Pro, One Crack News, all these great programs that's out here doing things, man. So if you making good content, God bless you and continuously making good content. We want to see y'all succeed, and good luck to everybody out there that's trying to get it in the right way. I'm out.